Hello? Can anyone see me? I have one watcher. 3. 1, 2. When you come in, make a comment so I know who's on. Say hi. Hey, Gina. Hey, I've got a few people. I'm Vicki with GNR Design, and I am making a custom order tonight, and I thought you might want to hang out, chat for a little while. I'm making a deco mesh. It's a military wreath, Patriotic. Oh yes, I do. Anyway, this is the theme for the wreath. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, you guys. You may have seen this particular wreath in my on my Facebook page or in my Etsy store, but I had a order for one, so I didn't think I'd made one of these on a live, so I thought I would do a live and explain what I'm doing. This is 21-inch deco mesh. It's kind of a gold color, and I chose it because it blends really well with the wings in the whatever this bird is. And I'm going to do what's called a hoof method, hoof, puff, whatever, with the mesh on my work wreath form. There's 18 twists, and I'm going to do 12-inch hoofs. And I'm going to try, while I'm doing this, to keep track of your comments. So, again, when you come in, just say hi. Let me know who's out there. I got to grab some zip ties real quick. An eagle. Thank you. It's an eagle on the emblem. And that's an actual, that's the Army crest. You know, I have an Army background, so it's the official crest of the Army. But, so what I'm doing, let's see if you guys can see, is you take the mesh and you just gather it up on the end. Like this. And just pick a tie and lay it in. I'm trying to watch my tablet because I can see what you can see and see if I need to zoom in. So if you can't see, let me know. And you just lay it in and twist it a couple times. And then I come back around just for extra security and put a zip tie on the end of this just to make sure we don't lose anything. It's not working. Hi, Diane. How are you? Diane and Diana. I'm making a military army wreath. I had a custom order. So then I'm going to do 12-inch hoofs. I have my commentator in the house trying to help me with comments because it's hard to do this and keep track of what people are asking. So if I miss a comment, I'll come back in and check them. So I've got the grid pad, and I'm using the measuring tape on it to measure out my hoofs. And this is 21-inch mesh, and it's got a lot of metallic in it, so you can't see through it very well. I mean, it really holds up well. Hi, Christina. Tiffany, hi. So you just lay it in the twist ties, and then I come back through and kind of try to fluff them up a little bit. And when you come in, if you'd say hi, let me know where you're at, and share the video, that'd be great. It really helps me out a lot. Is everyone enjoying this beautiful weather we're having? You know it's going to start raining and get cold again, right? I mean, we are in Indiana. Can you see okay? Thank you, Diane. I am dying to get out in my yard and get flowers planted, take the leaves and mulch off my flower beds that I'm scared to because we're in Indiana. As sure as I do, we'll get snow or something. I have 10 people on here. Welcome, everyone. I'm Vicki with GNR Design. If you came in late and I didn't introduce myself, I'm working on a deco mesh Patriotic wreath. I know everybody's working on Easter, but this was a special order, so I thought you might want to come in and hang out with me while I'm doing this chat. Yeah, I know, I usually don't either. The weather in Indiana is just too iffy. I love this mesh. It's not fun to work with. Really thick. So how warm is it where you are, Diane? Aren't you in North Carolina or South Carolina or somewhere down in there? I'm sure it's nice. We haven't. We had water standing in the yard for a day or so, but no, we haven't got a lot of flooding. The pond's way up, but no, it's not been too bad around here. It is further south, I guess. South Carolina, 82, oh my God. We were in South Carolina for a while. We lived in Columbia. Weather was great. Got pretty hot though, I loved it. Okay, so I'm almost back around to the first tie where I started. And I'll show you what I'm going to do at the end of this. Sort of looks like Halloween. Till you get everything else on it. Now I'm just going to take the mesh, let's see, and make what they call a bridge to go from the bottom row of ties, twist ties, up to the top. And I'm just going to go to the closest one. I guess that would be there. And tie it in. Yeah, we don't really have any trees blooming yet, but I did see some tulip buds trying to pop through my flower bed, but I didn't uncover the mulch and stuff because I just don't trust it. So I'm doing 12-inch poofs, and then I'm going to come back around with some other mesh and add in some ruffles. It is nice right now. This stuff is hard to work with. So I've got my ribbons cut, but I don't have the ruffles for the other mesh cut. And I'll show you another wreath that can you guys see this wreath back here that I'm working on? I'm waiting on some ribbon to come in to finish that. And I will, when I get it, I'll come back in and show you what I'm adding to it. That's a burlap snowdrift mesh. It's really neat. Back to this one. I'm not seeing, oh, I guess I've only got 6 people on here. Welcome everyone. But I'm not seeing comments. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Okay. Hi, Stephanie. I'm almost back to the start. Okay, back to the beginning. I'm going to cut this mesh off and tuck it down in. And use another zip tie to secure it. That's right, I've got my RNF and that keeps me young and beautiful. I wish it could back me up about 10 or 20 years. Okay. See, I just cut the mesh and secured it in the back with a zip tie. So this is what we have. That's the base. Now, this is some big mesh. I'm going to cut some ruffles to go in there. I'm going to have to move this. And I'm going back through the wreath. There's 18 ties on the wreath, and I'm going to put 9 of the black. This is 10-inch mesh, and 9 of the. It's a poly burlap, and it has a green and a brown and a little bit of red in it. And I'm just trying to bring in the colors from this sign. So now I need to cut 9 of each of these. And I'll show you how I do this. I'm sure everybody has their own kind of techniques. I just lay something heavy on one end. And I have my trusty little tool that my hubby made me to lay on the other end. And my rotary cutter. And I'm cutting these 10 inches, 9 of them. Like doing it this way, you can cut 2 rolls at once, and for the 10-inch, you can cut 3. You can make 3 cuts. Handmade flowers for an antique quilt. Cool. You're sewing them? How are you making the flowers, Diane? Wouldn't it be nice if Facebook Lives, you could actually hear the comments instead of trying to read them? I think I've got enough. Nope. 2 more cuts. Okay. Hi, when you come in, if you would leave me your name, say hi so I know who you are. I can kind of see comments every now and then, but unless you say something, I'm not sure who's watching me. Welcome, everyone. There, I think I've got enough now. Cindy? Hi, Cindy. Okay, now I'm going to go back through this and rotate every other one with the colors. And here's how I pinch these. So you got a 10-inch square, and you're just going to gather it up like this, right straight up the middle, kind of pleat it. So you end up with a little butterfly kind of bow tie, and then come back to your wreath and untwist one of the ties. It doesn't matter where you start, and lay it back down on the mesh and retwist it. And I'm going to alternate these through the wreath, because I'm just trying to bring in some of the greens and browns and blacks that's in the emblem, kind of the military army colors, because it's the army crest. And if you would share the video, that would be great. Give me some hearts. It really helps your reach on Facebook when you have some interaction. So you end up with a little ruffle sitting on top of the poofs. It just adds another layer, another element, a little more color. I feel like I keep getting out from in front of the camera. It's hard to tell when you're the one on this side. This mesh, it's a poly burlap, and it's really thick. It's a little more difficult to work with, but it had the right colors, and I had it on hand. it seems to fray a little bit more too. So what's everybody doing tonight besides watching Facebook videos? Anything fun? Hi, Jill. So once I get this all done, I'll come back through and snip off the little frays here and there, because they will bug me. And it's just part of the material. I mean, you can't avoid it completely with mesh. Any kind of mesh will fray. But the less you handle it, the less fraying you get. How are you? So I got 5 people on here. Hey! Hi everyone! Welcome to GNR Design. I am working on a Patriotic Wreath. It's a special order that I got through my Etsy shop. And I thought you might want to come in and hang out with me. Chit chat. You didn't have anything else to do. Now I've got 3 people. If you would, you don't mind sharing the video, that would be great. It helps me out a lot. And if you can't see or hear me, let me know. I'll try to explain what I'm doing as best I can. It's hard to see when you're over there. I'm taking the mesh and alternating the different patterns throughout the twist ties, in case you came in late. Thank you. It's my garage. Hello from Lake Park, Georgia. Welcome. I'm Vicki with GNR Design, and I'm working on a Patriotic Deco Mesh Wreath. I'm trying to work on this and see the comments. So if I miss something, I will come back in if you've got questions and answer them. So I went through and put the, used the 21-inch mesh and put 12-inch poofs in the work wreath form. There's 18 twist ties. Make 12-inch poofs on each tie. And now I'm adding ruffles to add in more of the color that I'm looking for. And it frays bad. think sometime I need to do one of these and set the camera up behind me. Maybe you could see better. It's hard to get a good shot. But the purpose, the reason I chose the colors is this is the emblem that's going to go on the center of the wreath. And I'm trying to tie the colors. The gold matches the leaves in the eagle. I think that's an eagle. And it's the army crest. And then I'm just trying to tie in the colors from the rest of it. You shared it 20 times. Thank you, Jim Husselman. It's my biggest supporter. I have 6 people. Welcome, everyone. You know, that's the thing. You gotta do it the same way, whether there's 6 people or there's 600. Same steps go in on this side. But welcome, I do appreciate you watching. So who all on here is a wreath maker? I know that the Dianes are. Hi, Susan. Anybody else make wreaths or crafts? Any kind of crafts? Florals? Bye, Jill. Thanks for stopping by. You can watch the replay. My ruffles are 10 inches. My puffs are 12. I cut the 10-inch mesh in 10-inch squares. The 21-inch mesh that I used for the puffs are 12 inches. And then I'm going back through and adding the ruffles. And this is a poly burlap, so it's a lot thicker than your typical mesh. Even the metallic mesh. It's like a got like a rubber texture to it. It holds up real nice. It's a little harder to work with. I've almost got them all tied in. This stuff's thick. Perfect. And then I have ribbons that I'm going to put in on top of this. And a bunch of other stuff. Who do I still have with me? Susan, Diana. Handmade flowers. Are they cloth flowers or what? How are you making your flowers, Diane? I'm trying to keep up on comments, you guys. I really am. Alright. I think I've got them all tied in. This is what we ended up with. And this is going to go in the center when I'm all done. I've got several ribbons yet to add. And then some other things. So, the ribbons that I chose, trying to stay with the military theme and colors, is a red, white, and blue, and a camouflage. That's 2 of them. And then the black and gold stars and a yellow. And I cut each of these 12 inches long and then chevron the ends. So I'm just going to go through and alternate the patterns all through the wreath. A vintage, oh cool. Well, you're multi-talented, aren't you? Hi, Kim. So I'm opening the twist ties, laying the ribbons on, and twisting them back. Let's see. And then just separating them. Kind of give them a little curl. My bodyguard just entered the room. Want to say hi, honey?
Hi, honey.
Bye.
They don't want to see me because you're pretty.
Yeah. They know you're my technical advisor.
I technically advise.
Distressed silk.
Could you see my hand?
No, yes, I can, but it's not in the camera shot, so go away.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
So I'm opening these twist ties back up and laying the ribbons down and then tying them back, twisting them back down. And I'll show you the pattern in just a second. The black and the stars ribbon is very thin, and it's, you have to really kind of work with it to get it to lay down right. You ever work with a ribbon like that? That's thin, so it kind of wants to pucker. So anyway, this is what we are, this is the ultimate goal. The black and gold stars and the yellow, and the stars and stripes and the camouflage. And I'm going to work those all the way around, alternating the pattern. And the red, white, and blue ribbon It was hard not to cut it and cut through the words. You kind of had to, but it says thank you for your service. And at the end of it, when I get everything else done, I will put tails on the wreath that is the stars and stripes, and or the black and gold stars and the red, white, and blue ribbon that says thank you for your service. It's pretty cool. So I'm just opening the twist ties, laying them in, the ribbons in, and then shaping them like I want. The yellow ribbon is the same on both sides, so it's not as hard to, you don't have to be as picky about the way you place it. This black one wants to twist. This is a wreath that I had made before, and I had the one in my Etsy shop, and I got a custom order for one. So I thought you might want to come in and hang out with me while I'm working on it. And I probably won't do the whole wreath tonight. There's a couple other things I need to get. I've got a couple ornaments I'm waiting on. So I'll probably finish it later, but I'll be sure and come back in and show you what it looks like all finished up. I appreciate all the shares. So who else out there makes wreaths or crafts or whatever specialty you have? I'm gonna get a ribbon that's real thin. It's just hard to work with. This is probably the most boring part, trying to tie in all the ribbons. And there's just no way to do it, but take your time and get them placed like you want them. I made one like this last year, and we donated it to the American Legion. My husband's a member, And it was very well received. I had a lot of people commenting and they really enjoyed it. Okay, top row's done. So now I'm just coming back through the bottom row of ties and adding my ribbons. You have the army crest. I've got one, I think I've got one for all 3 or 4 services. I haven't made the other ones yet, but they're nice and they're easy to attach. I've got 5 people. Welcome everyone. I hope you come back and join me some other time. I don't do a lot of Facebook Lives, but I should do more. Bottom ones are a little bit tougher because you can't see them as it starts getting hard to see them with all the other mesh and ribbons that you've got added in, but I'll show you here in just a second what it's looking like. These ribbons are really nice. They're nice and thick, so they hold their shape real well. Thank you. What's coming in and immediately leaving? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I must have missed something. Oh, yeah. Because I guess there's a lot of other lives going on tonight, I think. I kept meaning to start this during the weekend, but I kept waiting on one more mesh or one more ribbon. You think you've got everything you need, and then you're out of this ribbon or that ribbon or something. Yeah. That's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I really like the red, white, and blue has "Thank you for your service" on it. I couldn't cut it to where that was on each tie, but it'll be on the tails when I finish the wreath. I put the tails on from the bottom, and it looks really neat. Yeah. I know, trying to follow all the lives sometimes gets hard. And you have to kind of pick and choose. And everybody's so good. I've learned a lot watching some of the wreath makers' live videos. I think I've almost got all of the ribbon on. I'm working on another wreath that I'd like to come back on later this week and show you. Yeah. And Nick's good. But of course I'm waiting on one more ribbon. It's the one back here that's the burlap snowball, snowdrift, whatever the term is for the mesh, but I think it'll turn out really cute. Yeah, I know we're going to have to start scheduling when everybody's going live, huh? So you're not overlapping everybody. That's okay. This had to be done either way. This is going to be really full by the time it's all done. The mesh wreaths for me don't seem to take as long. The grapevine, I guess I'm probably just more picky because they take me longer. So, okay, I've got all the ribbons and all the mesh in. Let me see if I can turn this up so you can see it. And now I have to figure out where the center is and where I want to tie the sign on. I probably will end the video after I get the sign on because, like I said, I've got a couple more embellishments that I'm waiting on. Ornaments and things, and I'll have to come back on tomorrow and show you, or whenever I get it, and show you the finished product. But for me to tie this sign on, I have to step over here because I'm too short to do it up there. So let me see where I like it. And then I'm going to have to cut some wire. So I'm just going to use floral wire, and I've got 4. The sign came with 2, let me see, I'm trying to see in the camera, 2 holes, and then I punched 2 more holes to attach it so that it would be real secure. So now I'm just going to cut floral wire and work it through the little holes, and I can always go back and trim it off if I've got too much, which I probably will have. But it'll go, thank you, it'll go straight through the mesh. That's the nice thing about the mesh and trying to attach, you know, different embellishments and signs and ornaments and flowers and whatever. Most of the time, you can work it straight through the mesh. Might be a little difficult, but you can get it through there and tie it onto the form. Okay. Hi, Michelle. I'm working on a patriotic wreath. And I'm just going to twist these wires just a little, just to hold them in place because they're very small. And hopefully I punched the extra holes at the right spot. So if you're just coming in, I'm trying to get the wires on the sign. I guess I could have had this part already done so that I can attach it to the wreath. This is the tricky part, I think. It's not, never goes on the same. Okay. We'll see if this works. I'm going to have to turn my back to you, sorry. There is just no easy way to do this. All the way completely out of the camera now. I got the first one on. And then I can come back after I get it wired in like I want and fluff up my ribbons and stuff. Hi, if you're just joining me, I'm working on a patriotic wreath. I'm Vicki with GNR Design. And I've almost got it where I want it, I think. That first wire is the tough one. Fluffing up my ribbons a little bit. If I'm missing comments, you guys, I apologize. I'll come back if you have questions. I think I'm even out of the camera. I can't watch the phone, but I've got my admin on the other end. That hopefully is helping you. And I'll have to come back and fluff up ribbons and trim things up. But this is the basics of how you put these things together. And I have one last wire that I'm trying to get in here right. And then I'll probably come back through and make sure that it's centered correctly. But when I wire these on, I'm trying to connect to one of the bars on the back of the wreath form to make sure it's secure. And then I'll have a bunch of cleanup to do. But there we go. Now it needs fluffed because it's all squashed. And I have some extra stars and ornaments and things that I will add to it later. And I'll come back and show you. And like I said, the red, white, and blue ribbon has it says thank you for your service. And I put tails on the end of them, but that takes a little bit longer. So I have to do a little extra to the black and gold star ribbon. But here's how it's ending up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. You see it? So that's it for tonight. Tomorrow I will add these ornaments. I've got these ornaments, and I've got one other one that I'm waiting on to come in. And some of these stars, red, white, and blue stars, and like I said, the tails. And when I finish it, I'll come back in and show you the finished product. So, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions and I missed it, I will try to come back in and answer them. Okay? Thank you. Good night, everyone.